So we watched a movie this week.
We watched a movie.
We watched Ben 10 Race Against Time, the live action made for TV movie adaptation of the classic TV series Ben 10.
Yes. What did you think about it?
Well, I'm very biased about it because I grew up with this movie. I watched it enough that I could quote line for line pretty much the whole thing. So like, I don't know. I think my take is pretty standard. It's like I grew up with it. I see some flaws, but like I think it's charming. That's the concise way to put it. But what did you think of it? Because I have no idea what your relationship is to the Ben 10 franchise.
So like, I used to really fucking love Ben 10 when I was a kid because it was like that. It would be cool if I had to watch that. I like would be like a multi-tool, like not just turning it into something different, right? But like, if you had to watch, that could actually do. Ooh, what happened there?
I had to Craig like shit the bed, so I had to get him back in here.
Oh, gotcha. But like, also have like a watch that could do extraordinary things would be cool. So that just grabbed my imagination when I was a kid, and yeah, I just liked Ben 10. And then this movie, I remember when this movie came out, and I was super fucking pumped. I was like, yeah, Ben 10 live action. And then I was kind of shocked of how mediocre it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely a victim of its own budget.
Yeah.
Because it's a live action. It has multiple layers of just the deck being stacked against it. So
also, the CGI is just terrible.
It's definitely of its time. So one, it's a live action adaptation of a cartoon that it would be very difficult even now to adapt, just due to the number of different like it's the name of the show, Ben 10, 10 aliens, 10 CGI models. I mean, in the movie it's like 4. But like, if you were to like setting out to adapt the show, it's very difficult to include that number of aliens with a variety of different superpowers.
Can I point something out?
Superman is fine to make a low budget adaptation of. You just make him younger, take away the expensive to design suit, and limit his powers. Then you get Smallville, and even now we have like Superman and Lois. It's a lower budget, a lower budget venture than like a blockbuster movie, but it still works. But if you were to adapt Ben 10 in a similar way, it just does not. It's not as easy to do with the same budget.
Can I point something out real quick? So the show is called Ben 10, correct?
Yes.
And it's called Ben 10 because he has 10 aliens attached to his wrist, correct?
Correct. And he's also 10 years old, and the time limit is also 10 minutes.
All right. So
a lot of tens. Also, they count base 10 just like we do.
Would you say that by definition, being human relative to other aliens makes you an alien?
Yeah.
So, really, it should be called Ben 11, because Ben is himself a human.
Look, you bring up a point.
This is what I'm talking about like, if I had to write a paper about Ben 10, that's what I would go off on.
You're really filling the word count.
Oh yeah, dude, totally. Hell yeah. Yeah, I did that all the time, and there's nothing they could do about it.
But yeah, not only is this a low budget live action adaptation, it's also made for TV.
It's also logically it's also a logical fallacy. It should be Ben 11. Let's be fair. Come on, guys. Being human makes you an alien.
But Kevin is the 11. Kevin has 11. But yeah, like part of what kind of like makes the budget very visible is not only like the quality of the aliens, which are like surprisingly good for what it is. Like the models themselves are pretty decent. The animation varies, but yeah, they kind of like have to write the plot around the budget. So not only this movie, but also the other live action Ben 10 movie that they made have a very similar plot device where the villain inexplicably makes the Omnitrix not work.
Yeah. It's a Deus
Ex
Machina.
The Eon, and he's doing the time powers, and let's see, I would become four arms, but the Omnitrix, it's not working. Oh
no, it took a shit. It's out of power.
Oh no.
Oh shucks. I want to see a version of fucking Ben 10, but with like Cronenberg aliens.
Is that a Star Trek thing?
Just look up Cronenberg. Cronenberg.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting stuff.
I think it would be because like it's
just
Spider
a blob.
Monkey. Fucking Spider Monkey, man. Like those relative to humans, those aren't two aliens. I mean, you just made a genetic fucking disaster.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, come on, that's first off, it's already a fucking animal on Earth. So you basically took an animal's name and made it an alien. Second, spiders are already on Earth. Monkeys are already on Earth. If someone looked at that alien, they wouldn't be like, oh, that's something that I completely am divorced from fucking defining.
Gavin, it's blue.
But it looks like a fucking spider
it's
and
blue.
A fucking monkey.
It's a blue animal that makes it alien.
It's a fucking gorilla that spurts fucking webs out of its ass.
Look, Gavin, you make a point.
That's it? Is that all you got?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But no, talking about the movie more itself, though, because we are limited on time. We only have about 20 minutes to get through the entire rest of the show. But yeah, so I think the opening is pretty strong in terms of pacing. It gets right to the action. And the first alien that we see is Heat Blast. And yeah, the model itself is all right. But yeah, the choreography definitely doesn't help. I could forgive, poor compositing, but the choreography is just very weird. Like the part where he's like flying towards Eon and he makes a whole show out of shooting this fire blast and he's like a rocket, but he's like 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah. That it wasn't very convincing.
Yeah. Then Ben just fully kills this guy, or he thinks he just fully kills this guy.
That was too easy.
And that's something that I appreciate about the Ben 10 franchise. The fact that, every superhero has a no-kill rule. Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, all the big ones.
Well, this fucking 10-year-old.
Captain America, except for when he was, fighting a whole war. And so the assumption is kind of just, the superheroes have no kill rules. And then Ben 10 is literally just, he meets this guy and not 3 minutes later, he's like, well, time to incinerate him.
Yeah, let's bash this dude's fucking head in.
Yeah. We get a bit of Ben's hometown, and this movie does a very, I don't want to say lazy, but it's a commonly used shorthand to make a character likable, and that is to just make everyone fucking hate him for no reason.
Yeah,
like day one coming back to school, everyone's like, hey, you know how we're playing dodgeball? You know how we're all playing dodgeball together and we're on 2 separate teams? What if we just all hit this one kid for no reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, like later on in the movie, he's just minding his own business at this diner, and it seems like the whole school decides to show up at the same time, and everyone gets their own like insult intro walking in.
Like they all took like a fucking ticket.
Yeah, like there's someone outside charging admission. Hey, you pay me $2 and you get to bully this 5th grader.
But you know what's really funny too? I think like given Ben 10's lack of qualms of like just killing people, he's definitely the kind of kid I could imagine like getting the fucking Omnitrix.
It's payback time.
And then like just fucking destroying all the kids that wronged him.
He was fully going to turn into Four Arms, his strongest alien at the time. And fight these, again, 5th graders. They're like 5th or 6th graders. He's supposed to be 10 years old at this point, along with his classmates. And he's going to use a fully grown Tetramand warrior.
Yeah.
You got to assume kill, because he doesn't have a no-kill rule.
Yeah, Frank. Okay, let's just be frank here. Ben 10's a threat to national security.
Oh yeah.
Let's just point that out. But also, he's a fucking 10-year-old.
He was gonna go full Columbine on these kids in this diner.
He's like, don't come to school tomorrow.
Don't go to school tomorrow. Forearms is showing up.
It might just like fucking explode in flames.
Jeez. Yeah, I think the Omnitrix knows, and that's why he got gray matter. He only caused thousands of dollars in property damage, and probably made these kids never want to go there again.
Yeah. Can I point out
ruined this woman's business? Like, quite frankly.
Okay. In the animated series, his grandpa, clearly not healthy, very obese. I would just like to point that out.
He definitely has a retirement body, I would say.
Yeah, most definitely.
And good for him. You know, you deserve to, relax and, don't care about your diet if you're retired and you're not going to be a plumber ever again. Nope, he's done with that plumber life. Nope, doesn't ever become a full-time plumber again.
I love how they call themselves plumbers, too. Because it's like a wink, wink, nod, nod. Like, they think I mean someone who works on pipes. Yeah. But I actually catch aliens.
I definitely prefer the plumbers from the original series because there's like an element of mystery to it, and it's like a small ragtag group of basically mercenaries. And then in the later series, they just turn into space cops.
He's all yours, officer.
Pretty much.
Like in the classic series, they're this like mysterious organization that shut down, a few years prior.
Officially, we didn't exist. We were the guys who fixed the problems no one else could. Extraterrestrial, extrasensory, extraordinary.
And, I just want to see like one sassy black plumber who's like, you know why they call us plumbers? Because we clear out the shit.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Doris for a second. I love her. I love her and Edward White. Edward White is my favorite character in any movie.
Get out of the way, Ed! Silver Coat, all right. This is it. I kept a little ring on it so I'd recognize it. It's this one.
I like Ben's sister.
Cousin.
Yeah.
Speaking of her, that's another issue with this movie that very much stems from the budget probably, but anyone that's familiar with the show knows that Gwen has actual magical abilities. Like, she has actual magical powers.
Yeah.
And nothing is done with that at all in this movie. It's pretty much just ignored.
Yeah, they're like, hey, that gift that was bestowed upon your brother? We're just going to give all of our attention to that rather than trying to, like, I don't know.
Again, cousin.
Oh, yeah, cousin. Rather than trying to kindle this clear natural talent that you have.
Yeah, like this movie takes this very interesting character and turns her, literally and figuratively into a plank of wood.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, not much is done with her. The only like in-character thing that she does is like enhance an image on her laptop. But also, she's literally used as a plank of wood to slap Eon into his doomsday weapon.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so she's used to slap Eon into the hands of Armageddon, which is this movie's doomsday MacGuffin. And yeah, I like the dialogue that they do where they're like, we tried to destroy the hands of Armageddon, but it caused the Chicago fire.
First time we tried, the force of energy accidentally created the Grand Canyon.
I think that's the one time that you get to break the show don't tell rule. Yeah. Because you can just write anything. Oh, the Grand Canyon, that was the hands of Armageddon. Mm-hmm. We tried to destroy the hands of Armageddon. What's that?
The stock market crash? Oh, Armageddon.
Yeah, we tried to destroy the hands of Armageddon. It started Prohibition. The hands of Armageddon. People think Bush did 9/11. No, that was us. We were trying to destroy the hands of Armageddon.
Fucking the Cuban
We were
Missile
storing
Crisis.
the hands of Armageddon at the World Trade Center.
We were trying to destroy the hands of
Armageddon. We had to hijack
Armageddon.
a plane to make it look legit.
That's like the one thing they blame on everything. Like, it's just like, fucking, your dad's gone, hands of Armageddon. Just like... Oh, you can't afford insulin? Hands of Armageddon.
Yeah. No, Ben is like, see, Doris, remember when your diner exploded earlier because it looked like all of the machines were hijacked and someone cut the power and terrorized children in the store, and also made you have to clean up a very big mess. It looks like I was I was verbally attacked, and then I went outside and I was like, I'm gonna get some payback. I know it looked like I turned into gray matter and sabotaged all of the machines in there. See, what had happened was I was trying to destroy the hands of Armageddon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So no, I don't think I should have to pay for that.
Also, on an unrelated note, hands of Armageddon, also what I call my hands when I jerk off. He just throws that in there.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get through the rest of the show because we're limited on time. So Eon, the villain, kind of a whatever
kind of a dick.
Character. He's cartoon villain, whatever.
I don't think he's a very nice guy.
Huh?
Don't think he's a very nice guy.
Not a good dude, I would say. But the actor that plays him put in 110%, and I just want to appreciate that. Because he's only been in this and very like obscure movies, and I don't get it because is it just me, or was he the highlight of this movie?
I think he was definitely the hands of Armageddon of this movie.
He definitely used the hands of Armageddon. But just looking at his filmography, it's Ben 10 Race Against Time and what looks like adaptations of books my mom would read.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to get Christian and Holt in the MCU?
Come on, guys.
We got to get him to play something. He was so deliciously evil in this movie.
They should just cast him as Ben 10 in a new Ben 10 movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get him in just something. Get him in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially compared to when he's about to just murder Gwen.
Yeah.
If only she had magical powers that she could use against him. But the time powers. Oh, the hands of Armageddon. Oh, made you forget that you can do magic. But anyway, in that scene, not to say she's a bad actor. She's just a kid in a Cartoon Network made for TV movie. So the standard isn't high, but he just stands out as this is an actual good actor.
Yeah.
He's
doing it
too good for this movie.
It's like when you see Patrick Stewart in some episodes of Star Trek Next Generation where the guest actor, the guest person is obviously not a very good actor. And the script is obviously just really fucking off the walls. But there's Patrick Stewart giving it 120%.
Treating it like Shakespeare.
Treating it like fucking shit. Have you seen some of the things that he's had to do for Star Trek?
I have not, but I believe it. He's
had to ad-lib made up languages that are just gibberish. And say it with the seriousness of I'm talking to a species that might destroy us.
Yeah, Christian Anholt's performance in this movie, when he's on screen, it feels like a different movie. When it's Ben, Gwen, and Grandpa, and it's oh, this is just a cartoon, whatever, live action movie. But when the scenes with Eon, it's
you see, I am a prisoner of time, as is my race.
Holy shit, am I watching Star Wars? This is Darth Vader.
It went from oh, this is a movie to this is a film.
I am going to resurrect my dying race.
Using the hands of Armageddon.
Yeah. I am going to use the hands of Armageddon to cause many natural disasters. And meanwhile, what the hardware store? So where would you rank this movie compared to the Emoji Movie?
Ooh.
And then how would you compare it to 8-Bit Christmas, the movie that we both saw and loved? And then where would you say it compares / ranks alongside every other movie ever made?
Yeah, so against the Emoji Movie, I don't know why you're asking me these kinds of questions. Emoji Movie is clearly the cinematic masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
Like I watched it and was instantly hit with just instant depression, knowing that
I would say
nothing
it's like Citizen Kane, but it's actually better.
It's actually better, but like you watch it and then you just know the rest of your life is going to go downhill.
Yeah,
because there's nothing that's going to top that. Nothing.
it is.
So,
it's the peak of cinema, but
Yeah,
so
pretty
obviously
much.
it's not as good as the Emoji Movie. But where would you say it compares to 8-Bit Christmas, and then of course every other movie?
8-Bit Christmas, you know, I think it's definitely, yes, it's maybe.
I agree. It is definitely up there. It is.
It's kind of like with, and with every movie ever made, I think it's definitely one of those, yeah.
It is. I would say it's definitely better than many movies, and I stand by that.
Out of all the movies I've watched, it's definitely one of them.
It is. Yeah.
Yes. What do you
and
think, Alex?
I do definitely. Yeah.
Okay, cool.